Good evening, Mixlum.
Hello, everybody out there in podcast land. I'm Mixlum. He's the Miles Revolution, and we are two freaks doing a show with you as always. What this is, show number 5 for us?
Number 6.
Number 6 for us.
Yes, we've actually done 6 shows. Yeah, we stuck with it.
Woo! Well, here we go. We're
number 6 for us. Yes, we've actually done 6 shows.
Where is this?
We stuck with it.
Hang on, I'm echoing here. Okay. Whew. All right. Well, what do we got going on today?
Well, today we are going to do a recap on some of the acts because AGT was not on Tuesday because of the wonderful 4th of July, the celebration of Independence Day in the United States. I'm sure, though, other countries don't have that, at least on the same day. They probably have something similar, but that's the only one that I know. And so we're going to do a recap and talk about some of the acts and some of the characteristics that they have, where they've been, where we think they're going, and social media information that we've dug up or gathered. And tonight we are waiting for Magic Innovations to log on because he is in Thailand. And I know he's from the Ukraine. I'm not sure why Thailand. Maybe he's doing a show there or something. And so we did have an incident yesterday where he actually logged on and was actually the wrong day and 2 hours off. So I told him that today's the day and not yesterday.
It's really interesting for America's Got Talent how much of the talent is not from America.
Yeah.
Just on this show, the people that we've talked to aren't even in America.
Right.
Live here.
I don't know. I actually didn't do a count here as to how many acts are not located in the United States or don't live here. I think this time around it was probably a third of them, I'm guessing.
Wow. Yeah, it seems that way.
The interesting thing about those that are from other countries, most of them have been on another AGT show before or some other TV show. And it's like they're, trying to import them and make them famous in America.
So Miles did a bunch of hard work this week and went digging and made this cool PDF. Can you show the people the PDF, or can I only see the PDF?
No, let me see here if I can present it. Slides, video file. If I open it up, I can share a screen.
Yeah, because that would be cool. I think that's worth people seeing.
Let's see if I can do this.
Because what Miles did here is he looked at how many followers everybody had on all the different social media networks, and then he went through and is telling us how many they have now so that we can kind of see before the show how popular they were and if they got any kind of bump from the show, and so we can see how popular they are now and see if there's a gap there.
Well, I did it in Excel, so let's see if this will allow me to share a screen here.
Okay. And while you're doing that, since you mentioned 4th of July, do a little 4th of July talk here to buy us some time. I like fireworks. I like 4th of July, but I only like it on 4th of July. I do not like fireworks on the 2nd of July, on the 3rd of July, on the 5th of July. Stay up all night if you want on 4th of July. Do them all you want. I do not want fireworks any day other than 4th of July. But this goes almost for all holidays for me. I like holidays to be one day. The exception's Christmas. I'll give you a half a day on Christmas Eve. I don't want a month of Christmas. I don't want a week of Christmas. I don't want a weekend of Halloween. All holidays should be one day and one day only.
Yeah. In our town, they actually even vote what day they're going to do trick-or-treating. And half the time It's not even on Halloween. It's like, what are you thinking? It's only on Halloween.
Yeah, it's gonna be the day. I don't care if it's on a Sunday or a Wednesday or a Thursday. It's the holidays just got to be on the holiday and the same time every year.
Right.
If you want Halloween to be on a Friday, then just make it the last Friday of October all the time so we know. But we shouldn't debate this every single year.
Yeah, I don't know why this. So I'm the treasurer in my village, and here in Illinois they call them a village, not a little town or whatever, or pueblo. And so that was just one of the funniest things. And I guess it's not just our town; it's all the towns here because they the newspaper they publish when all the trick or treating times are, and they even set the time that you can trick or treat in the paper, the time and the day. So. But I always told him, I says, you know what? We are handing candy out on Halloween, and we'll do it all night long if we need to. So
that's that's weird. All right. Well, what do we got? What do we got today? Let's get going with some AGT chat here.
All right.
Off because we had no new episodes, so let's see what we got for this week.
All right. So what I have here, this is a chart of all the acts that have been on a previous Got Talent franchise someplace in the world, whether it's Britain Got Talent or Asia's Got Talent or Philippines Got Talent, Romania, etc. And then I also included if someone was on Penn and Teller or, some sort of TV act, which would have got them exposure to, millions and millions of people. It's pretty interesting to me that over half of the acts so far have already been on AGT someplace.
So these are, so this isn't just on America's Got Talent or Britain Got Talent. This is on just any show, period.
For the most part. Now, a few of them hadn't been on America's Got Talent, but some of them have been on like the Kelly Clarkson show or some other talk show, or some sort of TV exposure in any case. But for the most part, all of these, with the exception of maybe 5 of them, have not. So maybe 28 of them are all AGT acts from other countries.
So what do you think that's telling us?
I think that means that they are having a hard time finding acts, or they don't think there's any more acts to be gleaned from having a talent search in a city.
Which is strange because you would think there would be, there'd be tons and tons of people that you could pick from.
Well, right? Yeah, I agree. Now, maybe it was the COVID thing that changed that. And so they couldn't have all those auditions for many years. And they've actually had to go to the virtual audition, which is online, an online Zoom thing. And actually, The Voice has been doing that for years, even before COVID. So that's how the COVID, how you, or on the show The Voice, you had to audition virtually. They didn't have a show up thing. At least that was my experience anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like this had to be pre-COVID to me. I mean, perhaps COVID changed it and made it more likely that they would be doing this stuff, but I don't know. It seems like they were probably already doing this to me.
Well, so if you look at these acts, that means that if they were on other America's or other Got Talent franchises, that means the producers just said, hey, you were on that show, let's bring you in here.
Yeah.
And then the other interesting thing about the ones that I didn't put on here, and I probably should have done that, the way they got on, for the most part, they were all, for the most part, viral videos, and then AGT went after them. So when I did the virtual auditions, I guess that's saying then maybe they didn't take any of those acts. I don't know. And if I can add, the last time I did it in February of this year, the producer almost seems like he was like, okay, hurry up and do your thing. Like they were just doing just being a machine and weren't even looking for anything. So,
but if they're not looking, this is what I can't figure out. I don't know if it's just advertisement. If you go to a city and we can have 10,000 people, whatever, try out, right? They can all stand in line. People can send in videos and all of these things.
right.
We're not going to pick any of them. We're not going to really pay attention to any of them. So what's the purpose of it? I wonder if it just helps when they go, oh, AGT's in town and they're doing tryouts. I wonder if it just is a big advertisement.
Well, that would be my impression.
Because if you're not picking anybody, then there doesn't seem to be any reason that you're doing this other than to advertise, right?
Right. Well, I know that one of the workers at the location in Detroit that I talked to said that when they have the live auditions at a location, that they usually get about 1,000 people to try out on each day, which is a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I know kind of how it goes. If you're one of the acts that's picked, is they call you back in and then they give you a manila folder that has your information in it, or the information that you need for the live audition in front of the judges. And so I've seen that happen. So obviously they did pick some people before COVID.
All right. So somebody's getting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to meet those people. I really want to be able to run into somebody that got picked not from being on another show. I want to meet someone that's not recruited.
Right.
And
like you also.
But I think this is happening with reality shows in general. I'm a big fan of the TV show Big Brother. It's starting a little later this year. It's not starting till August. Usually starts into June, beginning of July. But Big Brother, if you're not familiar with it, is kind of like Survivor. They take a bunch of people that are strangers. They throw you in a house. There's 16 of you, and you vote each other out one by one. You're in this house for 100 days.
Right.
And it's one of my dreams to be on Big Brother. And they always have this thing of send in your tapes and, all of these things. There's all these tryouts. Well, in the past decade, there's been a big trend when you listen to what these people are talking about online, the people that have been on the show and everything. They all have these stories of I was on Instagram and they reached out to me to be on a show, or I was walking down the street and I was a bartender at this club and they had me on. And it seems that everybody on the show now is recruits. And I don't think this was the case back in 2000, 2005, 6, 7, with all of these shows. But it seems to be a trend in the past decade with all of these shows is that people are recruited to go on them. And they want people with big social media presence.
Well, if the social media posts from all of these contestants is any sign, then that's exactly what they're doing. And I noticed that we could take Ryland, who I saw one of his posts. They're reposting links to all of these YouTube videos from AGT. Go watch this. Hey, look, it has 1 million views now.
Yeah.
And so who's making the money? Not the acts. It's the what's his company, Psycho or Fremantle. So he's recruited all these people that are doing this work for free. Hey, go and promote me so I can get more views.
Yeah. So, so let's take a look at maybe who has the biggest jumps here. As far as who's become more popular on social media.
Well, I'm gonna have to put on my glasses here because I'm a blind man, and I can't even see that on screen. So hopefully everybody can see that.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the PDF that you sent me of it. So,
So the normal jumps here, it looks like are or reasonable jumps are about 14,000, 15,000, 20,000 followers for most acts. What I thought was kind of interesting that after the show, a couple of the acts, their follower count actually went down.
Yeah, I noticed that about a couple of them too.
So the show did them in. It says, okay, you're nobody and we're not going to follow you because we saw you on AGT and you're no good. You're not worth following. So I guess that's not necessarily nice, but
well, it's strange that you would lose a follower. I mean, if somebody already followed you, it's strange they would stop.
Well, maybe it's not so much that they stopped. It's just that AGT didn't make any difference. It didn't change their life forever. So those are probably just normal attrition through the highs and lows of social media. One of these acts, which I thought was kind of interesting, this Ramad Hami brothers, their social media count did not go up, but yet they were kind of impressive. Those are the guys who were standing on, one was on the other guy's head.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting that one didn't really change much.
I was talking to my dad, who sometimes watches this show. Shout out if you're watching. And he was watching with my brother who doesn't watch AGT. And yeah, they were both astounded by those guys. My dad used to do gymnastics back in the day when he was a young buck back in high school. And we we're just talking about how impossible it was with those guys sitting on each other's heads like that. I mean, how can you even compare that to any of these other acts? And their audience didn't really grow.
Yeah.
The one that stood out to me, it's the third one down on the first page, was Steel Panther. Because I was saying, I know who Steel Panther was, and looks like what they grew by 14,000.
Yeah.
In 5 weeks, which you would say, wow, that's a lot, but not for a mainstream band. I mean, not for a band that would be like played on the radio or something.
Yep.
And it's like, what, on YouTube they got, I'm trying to look at how your thing. TikTok they stayed the same. Yeah. Instagram they pretty much stayed the same. Just their YouTube got a little bigger. But yeah, they didn't have like a significant jump. So I thought like people would see who they are and be like, wow, are these guys famous? And they would just go out and find them. But apparently not. Steel Panther didn't get a huge bump.
No. The Philip Bowen was about the same. So now you might be able to see this on this chart here. I didn't actually find the TikTok number, so these jumps on TikTok are not necessarily accurate because I didn't get those pages at the time of their performance. And I put in the same number because I didn't have any other base number to go off of. So some of these, the jump could be a little bit more on the TikTok than it's showing here as far as the beginning number goes. The ending number is accurate. So, perhaps they did have a bigger jump, but it wasn't that significant though.
How is it possible that some of these acts had zero? Like, you were on national TV, whether you were good, bad, or funny or stupid, and not one person subscribed to you or followed you or anything on all of these social media platforms.
Well,
like that seems impossible.
Well, let me explain this. So Patrick Chu, I couldn't find him at the time of the show. Turns out that he has a bunch of TikTok flipping Treks or whatever it is. Treks flips. And then this Pat Chu, so he's kind of I'm guessing that's how AGT found them, and so I'm thinking these numbers are probably pretty close. But the reason it says zero is because I didn't have a base number.
Okay.
And the same with Nancy LaFancy. I did have a base number for a YouTube, and her YouTube count didn't change. So, and the 3Gs I could never find, so I don't know where they are.
Yeah, Nancy LaFancy. She started out what you said, YouTube 5.
Yeah,
and that never
she's
changed.
still 5. Yeah,
You would think somebody would say, "Hey, I know that person. I'm going to go check out their YouTube channel," and they would subscribe. But
yeah, I would think. But
and I'm looking at our. I'm going down on the first page here. I'm not sure how well anybody can see this on your screen, but this is on the first page, third from the bottom. Our man Shadow Ace, who was on with us, friend of the show. 1,000 new people.
Just a minute here
on Facebook.
There he is.
I'm assuming the 1,000 came from us. What do we got on the screen?
Now, see, that's another one of those.
Go back on so people can see Shadow. That's not on our screen.
Well, I did go back. Did it not show up?
Yeah.
So I didn't have a base for his.
Oh, there he is. I see it now. Yeah. Shadoway's third one down if you're looking at it.
I didn't have a base for his Instagram or TikTok account.
Okay.
But he's been around when we talked to him since what, 2015?
Yeah, he's been around a while.
So we could probably guess if his if his Facebook count went up 1,000, then maybe he started out at 270,000 or something on Instagram and maybe 3 million on TikTok, because we already know that's where his platform is.
Yeah.
So, and so that number probably went up some because of the show, but I don't think it was as much as we might have thought.
Yeah.
So one thing that I've kind of gathered here, it looks like some of these acts are probably pretty close to bottoming out as far as how many social media followers they're going to get.
Yeah.
So.
And I think we're going to get to this a little, but I think that's going to have something to do with who's going to go through. If you want to scroll up just again, maybe a couple more. So I want to hit the people that are friends of the show and were nice enough to come up on us and come and talk to us. We got Trig Watson, the magician, right there, third from the bottom on the screen. He's got 5,100 new followers. That's
actually for magic acts. That is actually, he's done pretty well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I say Steel Panther's not impressive to me with 14,000 because they've played stadiums and they played huge things. But for a magician, if you're on national TV once and you get 5,100 followers, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, hopefully our interview helped them a little too with that. All right, who else do we got on here? Who's jumping out?
I just want to mention this Manzi Youth Choir.
Yeah.
That had a pretty big jump. When I was going and doing research here, the guy who leads this choir led another choir that was on AGT. So it's like AGT says, well, why don't you make a new choir and bring them on our show?
We have the one that surprises me.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple that surprised me. Go over to, let's see, what page is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 5.
Who is it?
Page 5. I'm looking at the Sharp Family Singers here.
Yeah.
I'm like 155,000. And we were wrong about these people. Maybe people like these people more than we thought. How'd they get so many more subscribers?
But they probably got them from the show, but from the base subscribers that they already had, that's not that big of an increase.
I guess that's true because of what they have over 10 million, 10.8 million now.
Yeah, so they only had a 10% increase.
Yeah.
So it didn't bring in as much. But I would guess that when it comes to the first round of cuts that they'll go through.
Yeah, they're going to go through. And if you look at the last person on the list on that page, Barry Brewer Jr., he's the tap dancer.
Yeah. No. He's the comedian.
Oh, the comedian. Okay, I thought he was the tap dancer. Okay, I've heard.
No, he's the guy who did, I think it was on the piano with the crutches.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, the tap dancer didn't go up too much. Okay,
No,
I was going to be like, I was shocked the tap dancer went up so much.
No. Yeah. But Barry Brewer, I could almost guarantee that he will get past the cuts and go on to the, semifinals.
Yeah, he's going to go through.
Yep.
So we were talking a little about before the show of the person that had the biggest jump. Who's the one that had the biggest jump here? He's on the second page.
Let's see here. This is probably the kind of this for AGT. This is a spoiler. I hate to break it to you. Now, but this is our guess is so they have to make it through the first round of judge cuts. So it could be that they don't vote for her, so therefore she's thrown out. So this number doesn't even matter. But I doubt that they will throw her out. I'm sure they will keep her with almost 2 million additional.
Yeah, Putri, and is she? I'm trying to remember which one she is.
Blind
She's
singer.
the blind one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the blind singer, and we saw that she's blown up on social media. What's that first column there? Is that Facebook?
Facebook, yes.
Yeah, like look how much. I mean, that's a lot of people.
Yeah,
over 100,000 or like 140,000 people followed her on Facebook.
Yep. And then 900 new followers on Instagram. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, so we're definitely saying she's going through.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I think just by looking at these numbers, I think there's people on here that are definitely going through regardless of how good they are.
Yep. This Advent Gardy, that was the girl, where were they from? Japan?
Oh, right. Yeah. The dance group.
Yes.
Japanese girl. Yep. They'll go through. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of these people that I'm sure a lot of the people that got buzzed or that they barely put through, I'm assuming, I haven't thought too much about it looking at the numbers, but I'm assuming most of these people are people that didn't have a lot of followers.
Right.
Like I'm just looking, is Blue the people that didn't make it?
Correct. Now the Alex and Alex, that was the guitar and harp. I am still surprised to this day that they did not put them through with their social media following.
Yeah, and our man Post the Puppet, he gained 133 followers.
Yep.
But didn't go through.
But see, now there was an act, they didn't put his name on there, and yet his count went up. So
yeah, and I think it's because he got media covered. There was like multiple things about him online.
Yeah. So that helped him.
Yeah. So good for him. Sweaty Eddie,
I couldn't find
349 people.
Yeah, I couldn't find him. And so it's hard to track that. I don't know what really happened there. Maybe that was a act that was created by AGT, as far as the name goes.
And then Steve Goodtime, who was supposed to be on our show but never was, lost 2 followers. So
yeah, where's he at? He was at the beginning.
It's I'm looking at page number 2. No, page number 3. Page number 4.
There he is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we got the puppet, Sweaty Eddie, Steve Goodtime.
Yep, his YouTube channel changed 0. So he's probably just stagnant. I mean, the -2 probably doesn't mean a whole lot. It's probably just stagnant.
Yeah.
So the show didn't do him any good. And he was a guy who had a viral video. So he has a video someplace on one of those platforms that has like 1 million views. And that's how he got on.
Yeah, well, you think it would have moved.
Yep, you
It's
would
really
think.
strange. It's strange these people that don't move.
The other noteworthy one that's increased here was this Grace Good. She was the hula hoop person on the ball or doing the
Okay.
bouncing, or no, on the rope or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she's been taking advantage. So I've noticed in the social media posts, because I try to follow these people, she's like all over the place with posts. So, I can see why her count's going up.
So for anyone watching or waiting around, we were supposed to have Alexander on with us from Magic Innovations. Have we heard back from him yet? If you weren't at the beginning of the show with us, he's in Thailand, and we had him scheduled, so we had heard from him earlier, and we're gonna see if he's gonna be on with us. Are you messaging him there, Miles?
Yeah.
Sometimes the thing with guests is that it's kind of hard because, as we were saying, a lot of these people aren't actually in the United States. So we're trying to get guests that are just kind of all over the world, yet all on America's Got Talent.
Well, I just sent him a message. Let's see if there's a response on Facebook here.
Okay.
No response. So
we can give him another couple minutes here.
Yeah.
So it seems to me, again, I think the biggest factor with who's going to go through to the next round is not going to be who's the coolest act, not who's the best act, not who's the most talented, but who has the most social media followers.
Right.
Because if you're trying to give somebody an act in Vegas and you're trying to get ratings for a finale, you're going to want the person that's going to be able to advertise for you the most. So if they put us on there and you got 5 followers, you're not going to be able to be the draw against somebody who has 5 million followers online, right? And right. I think that's when they show the judges and they make these cuts and they're like, oh, and they're thinking really hard about who's good and they're talking about this. None of that's reality, I don't believe. I think this is all just for show.
It's a reality show.
Yeah, because really what they're looking at before the cameras go on is who has numbers.
That's what I think. So if we go down our spreadsheet here, I could bet that we could just say anybody who has 100,000 plus new followers on their social media, those are going to be the acts that go through. Now I know on the TV show that they show the judges in front of all these pictures and they talk about, oh, this was really a great act, blah blah blah. Well, I'm sure they look at the numbers before they look at the pictures, and that's how they just are going to decide. So,
well, it would be one thing we should do is after they go through the cuts, we can take this chart, or if you keep up on the other people,
right,
and we can see, is it true that the greatest increases in social media presence are the ones that actually went through? And I bet they will be.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see the ones, if you had anybody with a huge increase, if somebody got 200,000 more followers and didn't get through to the next round.
Now, I bet you, what was it? Remember that lady dancer, the Erica?
Yeah. Yeah.
Her account did not change much.
Shocking.
Pretty stagnant. So the show didn't make any difference. She still has like 2 million followers. But where'd her number go? It wasn't. I gotta find this here. I should have ordered these by show and actually marked it, but so she has a net increase of only 2,000 followers. Trig Watson got more than double that
Yeah.
in new followers. So I don't think she's going to be their flagship attraction for America's Got Talent because she didn't bring in the views.
No. Yeah, I don't think she definitely won't go in the next round. We kind of bagged on her enough, I suppose, last time, but she doesn't have any talent. So yeah, I think it's going to be really hard for her to gain new followers. Perhaps like her TikTok followers will think the video's cool online or something, but I don't imagine there's a lot of people really just finding out about her.
Yeah. At least the AGT audience wasn't particularly interested in her.
Yeah.
So
I'm just looking over in the chat. Yeah, Danger Zones says, I doubt her fans watch AGT.
it's probably accurate.
Probably true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know who her fans are. I don't know if her fans are 12-year-old girls or 50-year-old women. I don't know what her audience is.
No, I don't know either. So something that I was kind of thinking about as I was putting this chart together, I wonder if Instagram or TikTok actually supplies America's Got Talent a list of people who had viral videos or people with lots of, maybe in the 150 to 500,000 follower range.
I'm just Googling something really quick now that you mentioned that. I'm trying to see. I wonder if there's any relationship between Facebook and NBC.
Facebook? Oh, yeah.
Well, Facebook owns Instagram.
Right.
Zuckerberg
or whatever the name of the guy is.
Here's an NBC News thing from 2009. Facebook announces effort to partner with media to promote journalism. It looks like they were doing something together. I don't know what, but there's
all of these contestants, as soon as they're on AGT, they all have this line on their account that says followed by AGT on Instagram.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of connection there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's some sort of partnership, even if it's not officially with NBC and Mark Zuckerberg, but some kind of roundabout way that they help promote each other.
Right.
And that, Instagram is kind of feeding AGT because it's going to be mutually beneficial. If you get the popular people on the show, more people will watch them and come on Instagram.
Yeah, well, Instagram is the thing right now, because I didn't know until I was reading today that I believe TikTok is outlawed or banned in India now. Yeah, well,
there's a lot of stuff with TikTok that's like controversial for some people.
Yeah.
And so, there's always rumors of it being shut down. I mean, famously, Trump wanted to shut TikTok down for a while.
Right.
And so, we had that. Well, Miles, how long do we want to wait for this interview?
Well, I sent him several messages and I haven't heard back. So
I think we've said kind of what we need to say here. I think we've kind of beat this one.
Yeah.
But I think that was a good discussion and a good needed discussion, because I think people are going to find that we're right, and I think people are going to find that we're prophetic and have a lot of respect for us when we rightly predict all the people that will go through to the next round.
Yeah, that'll be pretty funny if we're even if we get if we're 50% right. I mean, that's okay. That's kind of a good guess. But I bet you we're at least 90% right.
Yeah,
not 100%.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be pretty close.
Yep. The numbers tell the truth. And I bet you that I can predict who the winner will be as soon as we know who makes it through the first cuts. I bet you we can predict the winner. Within the top three. I think so.
Did we? I can't remember if we skipped this or not. Did we? Did we talk about our magician friend or the kid, Kylan?
Kylan?
Yeah. Did we mention him?
This round or tonight?
Yeah, tonight. Where was his jump?
Well, I don't remember, so
I'll make sure to get him in there because I forgot to look at him. Let's see. What
are you?
He would be the last. Oh, there he is. Second to last page there. He only had. Oh, let's put that up on the screen really quick. Second to last page.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah. Stick that up there for everybody. This is crazy. He only got 711 new followers. Now, granted, he might not. He didn't have a huge.
What's that? 3% or?
Yeah, granted, he didn't already have a lot of followers, but still.
I find it amazing that TikTok didn't change much.
Yeah,
I would think that would be his outlet.
That's what I would think too.
And maybe that's where they're maybe that's where they need to improve, because they actually do. If you go and look on their Facebook page, they are doing magic posts like 3 times a week. And so I think they've picked the wrong platform, might be. So.
Yeah, perhaps. All right. Well, I think we can wrap this one up.
All right, let's wrap it.
So for everybody that's watching, we're always on Twitch, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. Sorry about our special guests, Magic Innovation. Sometimes they don't show up. What are we going to do? We don't pay them enough to come on, I guess.
That's right.
But so we'll get them next time. Hopefully we'll be able to reschedule. If you like our videos, as always, like our videos. It always helps us out. If you want to subscribe to us and follow us, the Miles Revolution channel is the parent channel. He's the Miles Revolution. He's the one behind everything on the channels. I'm Mixlom. I'm just kind of the Robin sidekick who comes on the channel every now and again and helps out. But it is the Miles Revolution channel. And if you like talking about AGT, just look on also Facebook and type in Two Freaks Doing a Show, AGT, and you'll find our AGT chat page, and you can come on and talk about AGT.
I thought something was kind of interesting here. Someone in the chat says, I am Simon.
Yeah.
And 201. I don't know if I'm going to can really believe that. They're going to have to do something else to convince me. We can bring them on and see what they do.
Yeah. So maybe it's Simon Cowell himself, but he's too shy to get on camera. But if it really is Simon Cowell, we'll believe you if you tweet out a link to our show.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, then we'll take your word for it.
And then we'll bring you on.
Yeah, and then we'll bring you on. And so for everybody out there, we're on every Thursday. We'll have our regular recap show next week. 6 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. And if you're in Europe or somewhere else, I don't know, you have to do your own time conversions. But we're going to be live every week, so join us. And we appreciate everybody out there that comes out and talks with us and hangs out with us during the show. All right, Miles, we got anything else?
No, Mixlum, that's what we got. So next week we'll be on the normal schedule with reviewing acts.
All right. Well, then everybody out there in podcast land, I'm Mixlom. He's the Miles Revolution. We are Two Freaks Doing a Show, and we will see you next week.
See you later.